Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Today we will start our first lecture for Professional Engineer EBT451. Okay, for today's lecture, I will cover about the topic Introduction to the Engineering Profession. First of all, we need to understand what is the difference between science and engineering. Okay, science is to investigate and to understand the natural world. Meanwhile, engineering is to apply science, math, and technologies toward existing problems in order to solve them. The key word for engineering is to solve them. Okay, scientists find out how and why sometimes in the natural worlds occur. Meanwhile, engineers who investigate and data as a way to solve a problem or as a need. Okay, science is focused on data collection and analysis. Data may confirm, contradict, or add to what we already know. Meanwhile, for engineering, investigation may also be used to find the best solution to a problem. So, the key is that engineering is to solve problems. Okay, to solve problems. Okay, and then this is some examples, okay, of science. Study that categorize new species, studies that explore space, including Mars and other planets, study that explore how environmental factors affect human life. Okay, for engineering, example is design eco-friendly fuel, designing technology to clean up the world ocean, designing better bridge, buildings, and power supplies. Okay, so this is what is the difference between science and engineering. I hope you guys can understand what is the difference between science and engineering. Okay, for science, okay, they play around with all the concepts, they play around with all the fundamentals elements, okay, in order to find what will happen and how to make it. Okay, for example, like this, okay, they try to balance a coin and a fox on a glass. Okay, so they need to study and investigate what is the weight, what is the force acting on the coin and as well as on the glass. But meanwhile, for engineering, it's just as simple as to solve a problems. Okay, they are just to solve a problems. Okay, so what is the problem? The problem is that they just want to make the fox stay up on the cup. So what do they did is that they just tape it. Okay, so at the end, they already solved the problems. The fault is already at the upper part of the cups. Okay, this is engineering. Engineering is solving the problems. Okay, science versus engineering. Okay, science is investigation, understanding, and discover of natures, its composition and its behavior, the law of natures, and why it happened. Okay, build experiment, tools, device to learn. Meanwhile, engineering is to manipulating the forces of nature to advance humanity. And how does it work? And learn to build product and service useful to human. What is engineering? Okay, engineering, okay, according to the Latin root is engineer, to design or devise. Is to design or to devise. Okay, engineering is the branch of science and technology concerned with the design, building, and use of engines, machine, and structure. This is according to the Fox Common English. Okay, and engineering encompasses science and arts, mathematics, and creativity, models, and approximation. This is according to the John Hopkins Universities. What is engineering? Successful engineering design improve the quality of life while working with technical, economic, business, societal, and ethical constraint. Okay, meanwhile, technology is the outcome of engineering. So the technology came after the engineering design a product or solutions. Definition of engineering according to the Accreditation Board for Engineers, Engineering and Technology (ABET), the profession in which knowledge of the mathematical and natural sciences gained by study, experience, and practice is applied with judgment to develop ways to utilize economically the material and force of nature for the benefit of the mankind. So if you, from the beginning, if you see that the definition of engineering itself is to solve problems, okay, and the benefit of mankind. Okay, so in the engineering itself, okay, is included, okay, math and natural science, knowledge acquired by study and experience, knowledge applied with judgment, attention to constraint, benefit of mankind, and the profession itself. Okay. Okay. So engineering. Okay. What does engineering overlay with? Okay. So engineering is include the societal needs, analysis and scientific knowledge, as well as the creativity. Okay. With all these three elements, okay, combined together, then we have our engineering. Okay, so this is what engineering. So you have to take into the matter of societal needs, take into the matter of the creativity, and the analysis and scientific knowledge. Okay, combine all these three elements, then we have engineering. So what is the difference between technologies? Okay, is engineering a profession? In order to determine whether engineering is a profession, the nature of professions must first be examined. It is valuable to distinguish the words what is profession, what is a job meaning, and what is occupation means. Okay, job. Any work for hire can be considered as a job, regardless of the skill level involved and the responsibility granted. This is what the meaning of job. Occupation implies employment through which someone make a living. So they work to earn some money for living. Profession or professional, to distinguish the practitioner from an unpaid amateur, is it is used to indicate some degree of skill acquired through many years of experience, with implication that this practitioner will provide quality service. This is the meaning of profession or professional, is to distinguish the practitioner from amateur, okay, regarding their degree of skills and experience, and the implication of the practitioner to provide quality service. This is the meaning of profession or professional. Okay, so there are many types of professional. So we have professional athletes, we have professional football player, we have professional diver, and we have professional carpenters. So what is the difference between professional and the amateurs? Okay, we have carpenters. Okay, and then we also have professional carpenters. What is the difference between professional carpenters and carpenter itself? Athletes and professional athlete. What is the difference? Okay, football player and professional football player. Professional diver and the ordinary diver or amateur diver. What is the difference? Okay, the basic or the easiest to see the difference between the professional and the amateur is that professional make living based on their jobs. Okay, so we can see that there are professional football player. Okay, and that's compared to the village player that play football just for fun. Are they considered as professional? Okay, so you can answer that. You can answer the questions. Okay, profession. A profession is any occupation that provides a means by which to earn living in the sense intended here. However, profession are those forms of work involving advanced expertise, okay, self-regulation, concert, service to the public goods. This is the full definition of professions. Today, profession engineers. Okay, today's professional engineers demonstrate a personal and professional commitment to the society, to their profession, and to the environment. Okay, this is according to the engineering council UK. Okay, What is a profession? Attributes of a profession. First, the first attribute is works that require sophisticated skills that use judgment and the exercise of discretions. Also, the work is not routine and is not capable of being missionized. Second attribute of profession is memberships in the profession require extensive formal education, not simply practical training or apprentice. Okay, so meanwhile for you guys, okay, you guys are taking your formal education in engineering. Okay, so somehow, okay, after few years, okay, you can become a professional engineer. Okay, the publics allow special societies or organizations that are controlled by members of the profession to set standards for admission to the profession, to set standards of conduct for members and enforce these standards. Okay, for professional engineers, we have two communities that overlook the engineering or the professional engineers. First is the IEM and another one is BEM, Board of Engineer Malaysia. Okay, they standardize a standard for each professional engineer as well as all the engineer that are practicing on what is needed to be done and what is cannot be done. Okay, they have a set of code of conducts to be followed by all engineers that are practicing in Malaysia. The fourth attribute is significant public goods result from the practice of the professions. Okay, so they have their profession and then their profession need to contribute to the public in a good way. Okay, judgment and discretion. Okay, the first attribute, works that require sophisticated skills that use judgment and discretion. Okay, what is the meaning of judgment and discretion? Works that require sophisticated skills that use judgment and the exercise of discretion. Also, the work is not routine and is not capable of being missionized. Okay, the meaning of judgment is in a profession, judgment refers to making significant decision based on formal training and experience. In general, the decision will have serious impacts on people's life and will often have important implication regarding the spending of large amount of money. Discretions, okay, discreet in the performance of one's duties by keeping information about customer and client confidential. Okay, others, the ability to make decision autonomously. Engineering as a profession. Okay, engineering require extensive and sophisticated skills. Okay, the essence of engineering design is a judgment. How to use the available materials, component, and device to reach a specific objective. Engineers are required to keep their employers or clients' intellectual property and business information as confidential. This is what we call as discretion. Primary concern of an engineer is the safety to the public that will use the product and device he designs. Trade-off between safety and other engineering issue in a design requiring discretion on the part of the engineers to ensure that the design serves its purpose and fit its market niche safely. Okay, the elements of professionalism. Okay, they have four elements in professionalism. First is the competence. Second is integrity. Third is the public obligation. Fourth is the responsibility and accountability. Okay, competence. What is the meaning of competence? Okay, relevant, up-to-date knowledge, capabilities in given areas. This is what we call competence. Okay, so you have to have a relevant knowledge about what you are doing. You have an up-to-date knowledge about the things of engineering worlds, and you are capable in the given areas. Okay, for example, okay, let's say you are a materials engineering. Okay, and one day you will become a materials engineer. Okay, so you are only capable in materials area, and then you cannot jump into other areas such as electronic and electrical, okay, to suit or to work as an engineer. Appropriate non-technical competence, communication, business, leadership and management skills, a broader foundation of relevant experience and understanding, relevant qualification, and continuing professional development, CPD. This is what we call as CPD. Okay, what is the importance of CPD itself is, okay, to enhance the engineer to have an update knowledge regarding the engineering worlds. Okay, integrity. What is the meaning of integrity? A clear commitment to abide by code of ethics which is recognized and administered by professional communities. This is the meaning of integrity. Okay, so every engineer should have integrity in themselves. Okay, it's very important elements regarding the profession of engineer. Responsibility and accountability, a set of personal obligation and responsibilities which sit alongside to the contractual obligation to an employer or client, a matching accountability which is also separate from that of an employer. Okay, so every work or design, the engineer itself should have their responsibility to the safety of the public. Okay, and then they have to serve the public, and whatever they design or build have to consider the public and the environment. Okay, and then they should take accountability on whatever they design or what will happen afterwards. Okay, public obligation, regard for and contribution to the public goods, protect the public interest, social responsibility, commitment and contribution to the professional community. Okay, I'm sure that all of you are aware about the program outcome for the programs. Okay, and I believe that for material engineering, polymer engineering, and metallurgical engineering, they have the same POs. Okay, which we have PO1 until PO12. So when should you guys, okay, obtain or attain this PO? Okay, by means, okay, you guys need to attain this PO once you guys graduate from UNIMAP. Okay, why it is important? Okay, this PO will determine, or this is the enhancements of you guys to become the future engineers in the working fields afterwards. Okay, for example, let's say PO1, okay, apply knowledge of mathematics, science, and engineering fundamental. Okay, this is important because from the basic definition of engineering, okay, engineering is the elements combined of mathematics, science, and fundamentals. Okay, so every engineer should have these basics. Okay. Okay, relation of UNIMAP's PO. UNIMAP is preparing the students to be graduated as future engineers. Okay, so if you guys can obtain all these 12 PO, okay, then you are prepared to be an engineer. And then this PO is very important, okay, to prepare yourself to become engineer and to prepare yourself, okay, to be able to work in engineering fields. Okay, so let's watch some videos before we end our class.
We are magicians. We do things that people never thought possible. We make buildings stand.
And cars move.
We light things up. We do things that help make the world a better place. But we wouldn't be able to do what we do if it wasn't for somebody. Somebody who lets us fly to make sure we fly to a certain standard. Somebody who keeps an eye on us. And sees to it that we are made of the right stuff. Somebody who keeps us doing things the safe and sustainable way, no matter what. Somebody who makes sure that we are professional in our dealings. Somebody who encourages us to keep learning so we can create more magic. And somebody who tests us so that what we do is always done right. We are an engineering team. We strive to make the world a better and safer place. We are able to do it thanks to the Board of Engineers, Malaysia.
Okay, this video I obtained from the Board of Engineers Malaysia. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, before we end our class, okay, this is an interesting quote from Elon Musk. Okay, engineering is the closest things that magic that exists in the world. So, okay, bear in your mind, okay, afterwards, when you graduate, you become an engineer. Okay, and then what you are done is a part of magic that helps the society and the publics. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and have a good day.